Welcome, friends. Liam back to draft another team on RT Sports, trying to take down the $500,000 grand prize. People are popping off in the chat. If you want to get up and running on RT Sports, I think you only have today and tomorrow to draft your teams. These are $300 drafts for $500K. You can use promo code Chesslium for a $100 deposit match. I've got my desk in stand-up mode right now, so a bit of a different angle. Also hungry, so we're going to be eating some grapes. Hope everyone's doing well. In saying that, football will be here tomorrow. I took Bijan at the 104. It's my team here. Mainly because A, I would like a Bijan team, and B, this site is really running back heavy. As you can see, Saquon went in the first round to a guy talking trash in the chat. So you got to adjust to your landscape. Can't fight the tide always. This guy who took Saquon in the first said in response to the commissioner, "Give me 2 Big Macs and a large fry, please." And then the guy in the 12th hole says, you're going down, Bills. I'm going to destroy you. So those who saw the Crack Rock stream on Ship Chasing should remember that I noticed Crack Rock talking shit in the chat, and that got us some good moments. So who knows? Maybe these guys are going to give us some content in the future. Shout out Crack Rock. I'm finally and slowly exiting slow draft hell. Of the 50 DK Millie Makers I had going on, I am down to less than 11. They're at varying spots in the draft. So that is pretty nice. It was pretty miserable past 2 days being constantly on the clock. Am I live? Like, I'm not seeing anyone comment anything. Pretty atypical. I guess I should pull up my stream on my phone to check. All right, thank you. Thank you. People were just quiet. We're just lurking. Just lurking. Okay. It's unsettling. Like, almost always when I go live, people are like, "Good morning. Hello." And then nothing. All right. Curtis Samuel. Yeah, I've been buying the dip on him. You know, I think Shakir. I originally thought Samuel was the better bet. Then I thought Shakir was. I'm still drafting both. I still think Shakir is the best breakout bet, but I think Samuel can put up a really good season as well. Yeah, if you guys as a community could have held that down and just not responded, just the everyone abandoned me overnight, that would have been a good bit. What's up, son of JT, a YouTube member? Samir White or Montgomery is RB2 this week, full PPR, 1 flex. I'm Montgomery there, but I don't think you can go wrong. Meaning that they're very close. H Dog checking in. What's up? So, as you can see, Travis Etienne goes at the 1-2 turn to another guy talking shit. Different beast if you're used to the best ball streams. Any interest in chasing overlay for the sprint? Also, any strategy changes for the format you prefer? You know, Dave, I'm undecided. He's talking about underdog, of course. They have a $50 sprint. I mean, it's 100K to first, so it's not the biggest prize pool in the world. A lot of people have been drafting there. I don't have any teams in there. It's more of like a last second thing for me. Like, because I'm maxing the marathon. I need 10 more DK Millie Makers. And I need um like 18 more marathons. And that is the bulk. I think Brees is a better pick in something like this and in all managed formats or something like the sprint. But you know, you got to be picky in the first round. You could be a coward and just try to 8% everyone in the first round. It's not my preferred strategy. My soft fades in the first round are Brees and Jefferson. I think Brees could be RB1, of course, but I don't think he's going to be the highest scoring first round player in week 17. And that's the game we're playing, you know? Hey, good luck, Zach, in the 10 hole here. So you went Gibbs Puka. Good start. All right. We're on the clock here. Wow, a gift. A gift from the heavens. Achane. We're going double RB anchor. 2 running backs I actually like. Kind of a rarity. Getting Achane after Derrick Henry, ETN, Saquon feels pretty good. What up, B-Mac? I've been drafting some Sion Vaki recently. You know, is it possible he's just behind Craig Reynolds all year, similar to Will Shipley? Sure. But the case for Sion, not a player I really took seriously most of the offseason, is 4th round draft capital, performed well in the preseason, and it's not the same as Miami, but I think you can make the case for Sion, just like Jalen Wright, how he is a double handcuff. You know, Jalen Wright has outs to Achane or Mostert getting hurt, and Sion has outs to Gibbs or Montgomery getting hurt. Now, Detroit, unlike Miami, would probably just give more workload to Gibbs or Montgomery if either of them got hurt. But, you know, Sion, good pass catcher, so I think you can do worse. In playoff contests, I'm always Bijan over Hall because Bijan gets to play the Washington Commanders, who has one of the worst defenses in the NFL and is going to be a pace-up team. So lots of plays run. And, of course, you know, Arthur Smith's out of there. And, you know, the coaches that come from the Rams coaching tree are now with the Falcons, who produced Kyron Williams RB2. What can they do with Bijan? Breece Hall has to play the Bills. Of course, Breece Hall is capable of having a big game against anyone. However, to me, probability-wise, it's not a good bet to be. I thought I saw Curtis Samuel tick off. I was good. Let me make my pick here. We'll come back. So pretty firmly going to be wide receiver here for me. Let's do Ayuk. It's between Moore and Ayuk, but we're going Ayuk. So yeah, I don't think Breece Hall is a great probability bet wise, in the sense that I don't want to be playing running backs against Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to be playing running backs against Josh Allen, with the idea being that these elite quarterbacks are capable of like ball controlling the whole game, B, they're going to score a lot of points in general. So that puts you more towards the pass. And again, it's nitpicky. I realize Brees can be the RB1, but I'm not afraid of that outcome. Someone already asked about the sprint. I've done none. I might get to some. To me, it's just like a different mindset a little bit. So I didn't want to put myself in that mindset when I'm mostly drafting total points teams and playoff pods. Ayuk is still going in the third because a couple reasons. One, there's not enough time for like ADP to change. Two, a much more casual crowd is drafting now. And three, even if people don't realize strategy, I think they subconsciously realize that, like, hey, Ayuk used to be a third round pick. Like, they get it with that one. They don't get that Rashee Rice was going in the 9th round. They don't get that because they weren't drafting then. They do get, though, that Brandon Ayuk was a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick at times. And so they're like, why would I take him in the 2nd? That's recency for them. I don't know what this is, Barry. Is this a Pete thing? Let me know. Brew Crew, we'll definitely have some content. To be honest with you, I'm just trying to get through these best ball drafts, and then I'll be rolling out my week 1 content. So, Eric, B-ball guy, shout out him. I don't know what you mean. I made it though. John Doe, clearly this guy's in witness protection, says, I understand how most guys don't like drafting handcuffs of your stud RB. Is it any less bad with a hero or zero RB build where you really need them? Achane Wright, for example, loaded everywhere else. John, I think it's case by case. I'm not going to be. If Tyler Algier fell to the 18th round, would I take him on a Bijan team in best ball and manage? Sure. Yes, I would. Would I take Algier in the 11th round because I'm worried Bijan could get hurt and my entrant would be dead if that occurs? No, I would not. I took Achane in the 2nd. If Jalen Wright's there in the 15th, am I going to do it? Sure. Am I going to be going out of my way in the 10th? No. And I think in best ball, players like Achane and Wright are much better combos than a Bijan and Algier in the sense that they can just alternate weeks. Achane literally smashed last year quite often in garbage time. And who do you think would do that for the Dolphins this year? Probably Jalen Wright. So a lot more outs for the Miami situation there. The same marathon? Yeah, Barry, I was doing 20 at the same time, so not something I would have noticed. Quite easy to multi-table underdog on desktop. Kind of difficult on DK. Hey, Ryan. We got a veteran here. Since 07. 07, how old was I? 17 years ago? I was 14. Jeez. 14. Probably had already played my first fantasy football leagues by then. Dave, we went over my BBM5 exposures, but yeah, I have a pretty big exposure to Braylon Allen. And of course, you should do logical things like this. 18 away, gonna bang those out later today. Got a killer headache right now, so I don't know. We're gonna get through this and then deal with that. Would you say your exposures are typically as concentrated as they were this year? Or did you try to spread things out a bit more in previous years? Hard to say, Hams, just because the varying time periods I've drafted. I need to mute this because these guys are talking shit in the chat. For example, like right now, I'm drafting a lot of DJ Moore, so I wouldn't say that's too spread out. But that's only in like the DK Millie Maker. But yeah, I didn't go as like the year I won BBM2, I had 60% Gabe Davis. I don't have anything like that. Last year, I had 50% Dalton Kincaid. I don't have anything like that. But I definitely have some heavy stands. Typically how I want to play it, but yeah, I even drafted some players I don't like. Who do you guys got? Chiefs, Ravens. I think prevailing opinion there would be Chiefs, but I think it'd be pretty fun if the Ravens could come out and win. How hard do you try to win in your home league? Pretty hard, Brian. I mean, I'm the commissioner of that college league, so. And also, I'm just like not the type of person to like not try if there's stakes at play, which there is. Now, I'm doing another home league tonight with zero money in play. Am I going to be trying very hard in that one? No, I think I might just auto draft. But like that's their fault for having a terrible league, you know? You know what? We're going to do Kincaid first here just because A, it's my last stream draft of RT Sports, so got to get your guys' end out on top. And this dude going Kelsey Laporta is pretty weird and managed, and I don't know. Like the last draft I did, I passed on Kincaid, and then Kincaid McBride like went. So we'll get Kincaid here. Hey, appreciate you. Best ball on call. Does Yoshi Voss smash if Chase holds out into the season? I think we get some Chase news today. I think Yoshi Voss, a recent Athletic article that came out on the Bengals said that Jermaine Burton could be a redshirt year. He's not professional enough. He's not running the right routes. He's really talented, so I still think he has outs into the year. In May, June, July, I was drafting a ton of Jermaine Burton. Just hopefully trying to land the third wide receiver on the Bengals, third round draft capital. Once the Yoshi Voss news came out, I've been drafting a lot of Yoshi Voss and almost no Jermaine Burton. So I'm covered as long as it's not Trent Irwin or Charlie Jones. This would be a start I'm okay with. Chiefs win 5-4. I'd take a 2-3 W. The Burton news was bad. Yeah, but like again, I don't know. In the same article they said they thought they were getting first round talent with Burton in the third round. So massive contingent upside, which is something that like we understand contingent upside in May, June, July. But as the season gets closer, everyone, including myself a little bit, struggle to remember the contingent upside thesis. And, because we're so week one oriented. Some people are building week one DFS lineups already. We're trying to think about that. We're not trying to think about what happens if T. Higgins breaks a leg. Full PPR? Yes, sir. Not tight end premium, though. I mean, Irwin's definitely going to be mixing in. He's Mr. Steady Eddie. I'm not trying to put bad juju on anyone. I'm trying to come up with an example. I've said the same thing about many players. I think Caleb's going to win pretty easily. I watched the Bears Hard Knock episode this morning. Tried to grind a little bit of research there. Man, the Velus Jones love tour continues. Bummer. I was going to go tank with this pick. But McBride going makes me happy on Kincaid. And we'll just draft a different wide receiver we like, which in this case, we'll go Zay Flowers. I don't know. Everyone's hating on, like, Zay Flowers is really dropping as casual drafters enter the market, and I think that's wrong. Year 2 player. We haven't seen the best of Lamar. Lamar strangely went just random here in the 5th. Yeah, it is interesting. I don't think we're going to get, like, inactives because there's no Twitter there. Hands, no site except for the FFPC will change a player's designation, roster designation, once drafts have started. Unless it's something like a CBS home league, a Yahoo home league. But whatever your position is when the contest opens, almost every site understands you should lock that so that your customer base doesn't lose confidence in you if you're changing positions willy-nilly later into the season. So Velus Jones will stay as a wide receiver on most sites. Doesn't matter what he plays. Yeah, I agree. But, I mean, the thing about Ja'Marr Chase is he has, like, they could make him play on this year's contract, in which case the price will go up. And I won't lie, it's a pretty tough look that the Bengals are selling used TVs at their stadium. I don't know if that was fake or not, but that's what I saw online. Luke referring to the Hard Knocks episode where it said there's no way they wouldn't accept a 4th round pick for Velus Jones. Well, what he said is I wouldn't go any less than a 4th, meaning a 5th wasn't good enough. I mean, who's inquiring about Velus Jones? Like, come on. I don't know. Got to keep up on these. I don't know when the underdog pick clocks start speeding up in slow draftville. I do know that slow drafts on DK, I think they go to 2 minutes around 7:30 p.m. Eastern. This, I think, is really incorrect, Brian, but you can feel that way. Yeah, the winning on DK will always be wild. Wow. Zachary's in the chat. Snapped off Rome. Get your guys. All right. I think we're going to stand. I mean, sit. So this is why we go Bijan Achane, because James Conner goes in the 5th, Swift goes in the 5th. Thoughts on Kyle Pitts this year? I think it's the last year people like this is the last year people will be willing to do it with Pitts and Bateman if they don't hit. I've drafted, I get the thesis. I still think it's wrong that Drake London's a second round pick and Pitts is a sixth round pick. I think he'll have his best year. I see the case for, tight end 1. So I draft him. Yeah, I've not seen the hammy reports, but if true, not great. Jeez. Yeah, we're going to get for example, the Chargers have said nothing about DJ Chark. The only reporting I saw was someone saying he wasn't at practice. But today, teams are required to put out injury reports of their rosters. So we're going to learn more about player injuries today. Oh, yeah. Pitts is a total guy who will randomly drop. Amon-Ra St. Brown will never randomly drop. Isaiah Pacheco almost never randomly drops in DK World. Kyle Pitts will randomly drop. Christian Kirk will mega drop. Unfortunately, Zach's in here because everyone hates Kirk, so I think there was a really good chance I get him here. This is me killing my own EV. Pretty sick consolation prize. I think we'll just take Xavier Worthy here. Very key to stack the first game of the season. We got the Flowers Worthy to start us off. I will have week 1 content likely starting Friday, so if that's what you're wanting, I'll be here all year. Like and subscribe. Got to keep up with these. I regret joining the slow drafts for the marathon only because it's so easy to fast draft them. And their pick clocks are still at an hour, so I don't know. They're going to have to start rapidly ramping these up. Really funny that here's some really funny things that happen. Kyren Williams got listed as a punt returner. Or no, sorry. Sean McVay said he was going to be the punt returner. Pandemonium erupted. I put out a tweet that said, if Achane was listed as a punt returner, the reaction would be unanimously positive. People would be like, oh, you got to get the most explosive players the balls in their hand. People were like, no, idiot, wrong. No, stupid. And then we've since seen Blake Corum is listed as the kick returner. A little bit different, but he is. Chase Brown listed as the kick returner. Now, you out there might be saying, well, the kick return's different. They've changed the kick return, rules. So, of course, you want your best players back there. But a big thing people were saying about Kyren is it raises his injury risk. It shows a lack of faith. Can you not be injured on kickoff returns? Come on. I think it's just teams are probably just wanting to get the best players the balls in their hand or players they trust. Yeah, agree. If I was in the Super Bowl and Tyreek Hill was on my team, I'd tell him he's returning kickoffs and punts. I don't need you to do it in the regular season. I need you to do it in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Give me that little bit more, you know? Yeah, of course Tyreek was fantastic. He's like very slippery and fast. Especially when your quarterback is Tua, who is like, I mean, Tua is good. He's just not he's not a huge difference maker in my opinion. He's a good facilitator. Let's go Jaden Reed, get a piece of the Packers. So we've bet on good teams here. The Niners, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Falcons. Michael, I'm not going to pull up. I did 10 DK Millie Maker drafts at the same time. I have no idea about this. And I'm not going to be able to find it. So sorry, no. I hope my team turned out okay, though. I only got 10 left. Gonna bang those out later today. What's a goal / benchmark you were using to gauge success? It's about process more than anything. You know, for example, if I drafted a lot of Tank Dell last year and then he broke his leg, I'm pretty content. Of course, I want to get as many teams to the finals as I can. I want to get all 150 of my BBM5 bullets into the finals. I would like to do that. It's hard. And I don't think you can gauge success based on whether you do that or not. I think you can gauge success based on how you played. And I think I'm playing well. So now let's let the chips fall. You ever do recaps on how your high stakes teams do week to week? That's a good idea, Brian. Maybe I'll work that in. I think I'm gonna do I'm gonna do some DFS content, and I think I'll do a show. Just kind of recap. Like I'll do one single entry team in the DK 100 or whatever, and we'll review how that team goes too. Chances of Chase playing week 1. Let's say, I don't know, 90%. I don't think he wants to, I don't think he wants to not get paid. His game check's roughly like $300,000. Would you skip 300K? Maybe if I'm going to get $100 million, I don't know. I'm debating this, Nolan. Definitely not, Tyler. I would not trade Devonta and Kincaid for Laporta. Seems like a really bad deal. Hey, appreciate you, Who Hames. Sick profile picture here with Carson Steele, the Warhorse, on his gator. Yeah, Brian, that's going to be my weekly article that I write, which I'm going to start working on Friday. I'll have it out at least by Saturday. Is going to be game theory centric. It's going to be like, here are the best plays, and here's what I think the field's going to do, and here's some game theory aspects that I would play. An example I would give about week 1 is Devon Achane is 6,800. He should be mega chalk. he is also one of the best plays, so I'll be playing a lot of him. And that inherently means to me that Travis Etienne at 7,100 is a direct leverage off of Achane, in the sense that running backs rarely smash from the same game. And if, and he'll be lower owned because of Achane sucking up a lot of ownership. I don't think his game checks are that low, but I don't know. He's eventually going to be paid. It's really whether the Bengals want to kick it down the road or not. And maybe the Bengals legitimately like that people keep on talking about their organization. Jesus Christ. If you had to pick 4 teams to win the Super Bowl, and if one of them doesn't win, you die, which 4 are you taking? Bills, Chiefs. I don't even know if I'm going to pick a NFC team. Like, I think optimal is just to choose the 4 best AFC teams and hope they beat the NFC team versus like spreading your bets. So like Bills, Chiefs, I'm debating whether to say like Ravens, Texans, Bengals, like 2 of those guys, or I could say an NFC team. I don't know. Let's say Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Texans. But I don't know. I would generally not be wanting to make the wager of choose the Super Bowl champion or die. This is a pretty good team to take Jonathan Brooks on and just hold him and wait to see it. Who's offering that? BetMGM? DK would book that in a moment, dude. No, maybe that'd be a better bet of getting a team to the Super Bowl. But I think the AFC teams are just better teams. They have the better quarterbacks. But yeah, I don't know. We're not going to discuss this hypothetical much more. I'd be cool with Ja'Marr Chase betting on himself because I think we have easily not seen the best that he can provide. Jeez. My quarterback room in this DK Millie, one of the rare teams I punted it off, is Bo Nix, Drake May, and Justin Fields. Wheels up, baby. I think this is a casual take. One that many hold. Why did Chase outproduce Jefferson in college? So tough choice here. Kyler Murray's on the board. And, probably should not be going after Jordan Love. But it's also the end of the tier of wide receivers with guys like Ladd, Jameson, Addison, Shakir, Hollywood Brown still on the board. So, and then you have guys like this who are going double quarterback, playing their own game. So I think we'll go Ladd. Seems like the responsible thing to do. Gives me another quarterback out. Don't think you can go wrong, Gavin, but Rice probably projects a little bit better. I don't think it's a good debate, Brian. That's my opinion. Jefferson's been healthier than Chase. He's running better. Chase's best year was his rookie year. Do you think that's the best year we're going to see from him? I don't. George, Chase and Jefferson were on the same team. I'm not comparing someone at like a D5 school. They were literally teammates with Joe Burrow, and Chase was the one. Of course, players develop differently, etc. But that's why I made that comparison. Tough choice here in this draft. Gerald Everett or Carson Steele? We all do, Ryan. I'm cool on betting on Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he has, 1,300 plus yards in his best seasons, in his range of outcomes as a rookie. I get why people have sticker shock about it, though. Sorry, guys. Got to keep up on these slow drafts. I'd start Rice over Higgins even if Chase was out, Elvis. So I just play Rice. Whiskey, we kind of talked about this, but they'll do whatever's on the Saints official website. So, and maybe they won't. So I don't know. I personally think they should just change the rule, as I told the dude on my stream last year, and he had no interest in doing that. He wanted to debate what is fair and how right he was. I don't think he gets it. So pretty nice structure here. 5 breakout bet wideouts, an elite tight end, 2 elite running backs, a third high upside running back that I can afford to wait and see. We'll get a quarterback, Kyler and Caleb Wentz. I wouldn't trade Rice or London. I mean, unless you want to trade London for a running back. Don't think you can go wrong. I would slightly lean Rice. Seems pretty fair, but I'd rather have Puka. No. I would like for that to occur, but unfortunately, I think agents feel like this is best. I feel like players think this is best, so I don't know if we're going to get that. Would you start Brian Robinson over Chuba? Pretty close, big boy. Flip a coin. But I side with Brian Robinson slightly. Jeremy, come on now. So we got the Josh Allen drafter takes Caleb. The Stroud drafter takes Dak. This is kind of par for the course on this site. That's why we draft here. Promo code Cheslium. Zamir White or Singletary. Very close. Slight edge, Zamir White. I'm not a Josh Jacobs hater, but I can see the thesis. LaFleur typically likes to get 2 running backs involved, though. I mean, Joe Burrow's here, and even though Purdy stacks with Ayuk, I'm going to just take Burrow, who should not be going after Jaden Daniels, probably shouldn't be going after Caleb, and the Higgins drafter would take him for me. And I have time, like if this team makes the sprint, do I want to be playing Burrow with no pass catchers? Not really. But I could still maybe, maybe I can add a Yoshi Voss, whatever. I don't think people would be dropping after week 1. I think if you're drafting Pitts, you get it. I'd say logically the Chiefs. Fun-wise, the Ravens. think it was pretty wild for this guy to take J.K. Dobbins over Dak or Burrow, seeing it as he has Higgins and Lamb. Much better to just leave an empty spot, dude. You don't want to eat that -1 point for a fumble, ML. Conklin, Likely, Henry, Dulcich, Sinnott. I have rankings you can check out. Flip a coin. They're the same thesis. Either could hit. So I could take Purdy here and at least guarantee me a stack for the playoffs, which I might. It's not what I think is purely optimal, but seeing how people are drafting, I don't even know if I need to play for purely optimal. I guess it's like, who would even take him from me, though? Zachary, who's in the chat, I don't think is going to go naked Purdy. The Debo drafter is on my left. The Kittle drafter just took Kyler. So he could take him. Probably, yeah. Well, I think we'll pass on Purdy. Let's go. Let's go Curtis Samuel. I've taken some Shakir, so this balances me. I'll be right back, ladies and gents. Hit the like and subscribe. I really can't understate what amount of weight lifted off my shoulders as I mostly finished the DK drafts. It was pretty terrible having that quantity going on. Pretty insane. Conklin just went in the 11th round, but I kind of like him as a bet. I just don't like him that much. Rice or Flowers, flip a coin. But Rice is fine. I'd say it's acceptable to wait and see it on Marv. Jake. One way that Bills Cardinals game could go is the Bills pass rush seems pretty good. And they lost Matt Milano for most of the season. They're all pro linebackers, so profile is a little bit more of a McBride game. And also the Bills D could just sack the shit out of Kyler. I think they're a pretty decent play. The Bills are favored by, I don't know, a lot of points. Last I checked. The flip a coin is to reflect that it's a true 50-50 decision. And my advice out to you guys is when something is truly such a 50-50, find a way to randomize it. Ask your wife which name she likes better. Ask your girlfriend what player's image she likes better. Whatever. Do not spend all week thinking, should I do Zay Flowers or Rashee Rice when it's practically a coin flip? Now, don't get me wrong. If you're debating playing Rashee Rice or Hollywood Brown, who's inactive, or let's say Rashee Rice or Cortland Sutton, okay, no, you should not be flipping coins. You need some advice. But when it truly is such a marginal thing, find a way to randomize it. Brian says he lets his daughter pick. Jeremy, my son. Nah, I think you start Worthy. Seems pretty obvious the Chiefs are going to want to get him involved early. I don't think you can go wrong, Hands. I would start Rice though. When in doubt, decent to just fall back on how best ball drafts are treating them, especially for the early weeks. Hey, Ryan, really appreciate your super chat here. Good luck this season. And cool cigar photo. You kind of look like Paul Morphy, if you know who that is. Don't think you can go wrong, Mulder. The best ball market hates Christian Kirk, but his over under his pick'em line's like 55 yards. That's another way, guys, that I think you could make your decisions if you're someone who struggles with that. Go in the Underdog app, go in the Drafters app, go on DK, wherever you go, and look at what the pick'em line is on that player. I don't really agree with this, Gavin, but I could be wrong. Defense is generally a week-to-week thing anyways, and do you want to be playing the Packers D against the Eagles? I don't, but could be wrong. Brett says, love all your takes minus George Pickens hate. And Brett, that's fine. I touched on this yesterday, but if you generally agree with me, but you disagree about a player or two, that's fine. Draft who you think is good, and then take what advice you agree with or what sits with you. I would not be doing this, Brian, but you do you. If Lockett's ruled out, it's a little bit different, but yeah, still. Okay. Josh Palmer goes. He was definitely in consideration. Is this guy going to go triple QB? He probably would. Let's be honest with ourselves. But we're going to give him the opportunity to do that. And let's take Braylon Allen. The most obvious example of leverage is Breece Hall gets injured. I have Bijan, and I have the Jets RB1 as well. High upside swing. Yes, I am scooping the Hopkins fall. Doing good, man. My back's been killing me a little bit as I've been plugged in on these drafts, but thoughts on Keon Coleman behind Mac Hollins on the depth chart? Pretty meaningless. I think Keon is, definitely going to start a little bit slow, and yeah, I've said all year, you can go back to like my first stream with Pat and Davis before the season even started, or before it was even May. I was like, Mac Hollins could be a little bit annoying. An annoying Matt Collins season is if he has like 600 yards. That takes away stealing from a lot of people, but you know, I think Matt Collins is just like kind of like a leader, a good vibes guy. I'm getting on the clock and all these marathon drafts now. I do, Owen, but I do, would it be shocking if he misses the Patriots game and then is back for the Chiefs game? Not really. Purdy goes. That's fine. This guy obviously just kind of vibing out. Oh, he's got the Purdy Mason stack. Key. Herbert is clearly a QB2 I could draft. But I don't know if I'm going to do it this round. Yeah, I don't think so. Because there's guys like Goff and Tua there. Tua is also a QB I could stack with Achane. Plenty of wide receivers and running backs still to like, in my opinion. But let's be a mad lad and take Mr. Taysom. He's definitely a better pick in best ball. But what if he isn't? That's basically the reason. Oh, you're right. He's got the Purdy CMC Mason stack. Yeah, I agree. Dude, Jameis's vibes are not good. Jameis is a funny guy, but he did some pretty messed up things in college. Adonai Mitchell was one of the wide receivers I was going to draft here, so maybe I should have done that, but I don't know. We have 6 guys I feel pretty good about. I'll let you look that up, but who Hames sums it up if you don't want to. How do you watch games? I typically always watch the Bills game and Red Zone. With YouTube TV, you can now choose your quad box. So I'll probably do like Bills game on one side, Red Zone on the other. What's really annoying though is when the Red Zone is ahead or whatever. I got to get some food in me desperately here. Pretty expensive, Brian. I don't really remember though. I think it's, a pretty good deal to replace cable with YouTube TV though. I am a Bills fan. Sorry if me eating these grapes is getting picked up by the mic. Tanner's got some info there. Does fan bias ever sway your picks? I mean, I draft a lot of Bills, but I don't think I would be drafting a lot of the, Trent Edwards Bills. So I'm sure bias plays a role in all of our process. But I think objectively, drafting the Bills pieces is a pretty good bet in the sense that they are cheap and ambiguous. I would say the same thing about the Packers. And I draft plenty of Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. So I'm not one of those guys who's like, no, you can't draft any of these teams. Ultimately, trying to win money playing fantasy football, not be the best fan. I did not, but it's looking like it's going to overlay, so who knows? We got an auto-drafted kicker. Let's check in on the chat. So one of the names is Love No Thoughties. And then the commissioner asked, "You okay, Thoughties?" when they autoed Addison. There's an active chat. I'll read it for you guys. You're going down, Bills. I'm going to destroy you. Bills Mafia. Fuck. Had Walker queued up. Win 3. Wow. The last decent RB. Sucks for the rest of y'all. After he took Kamara, I assume. Bills Mafia. Win 3. I'm going to beat you like you banged my dad. Bills Mafia. Win 3. Bang, baby. That's how it's done, little girls. Bills Mafia. Evan Ingram in the 6th? Thanks, meatheads. Oof. Keep yapping, Bills, you dolt. Oof is the CMC team. Win 3. Yeah, Bills, you're dope. Oof. That F-head you follow, win knows, get him, win. Bills Mafia. I'm going to spend your 2's money first. Something rude I'm not going to read. And then Win 3 says, wow, Kittle mid-7th. He's still making all the picks right now. Bills Mafia. Get off his jock. Win 3. Lol, oh Bills, what a bum. Bills Mafia. When Chubb comes back, he will be worth an 8th rounder. Win 3. He's out like 8 weeks, you bum. Bills Mafia. 4, dummy. Win 3. Buy the rumor, sell the news. What are you doing? You already have every week. Wow, Bills does it. Plucked. Hope you guys enjoy that little read through of some some chat etiquette. Oh, yeah. There would be mad rage in these. CTE for jumping through tables could be it. Meathead, sick. Drafters chats are quality entertainment, definitely. You know, rad. I'm still taking Brooks. I didn't love. I read one opinion that it could take till like week 9 for full ramp up, but even then, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 9 weeks. Week 11 bye. Call it 8 weeks. 8 weeks if he's the RB1 fully locked and loaded. Pretty good deal. I think it's a good bet. Definitely poetry. Honestly, like chat read throughs is definitely a something I could get into. So Mooney, better in best ball. Davis, better in best ball. Cooks, better in best ball. These are all guys who are not great managed picks, in my opinion. Running backs, pretty dead. You know what? I'm just not going to let these guys take their 4th quarterback on me, and we'll take Herbert. Stack Herbert. We're punishing our friend Zach for passing on QB. You should read for Audible. If you know anyone at Audible, I'm open to that, Owen. Yeah, that was pretty good by them. Not going to lie. Well, I think the 4-week ramp up is him being 100% by week 9, and your hope is that he's Breece Hall and not Javonte. Owen, I really need to get some food in me. I'm breaking down, so I don't think so. Might cut the stream short because got a raging headache. Oh, bummer. Downs goes. Ray Davis, but it's close. I view them very equally. Polk versus Mitchell. Very slight edge to Polk. Yeah, I must have just slept wrong because my neck is killing me. Let's go with. I think Rashid Shaheed's better in best ball, definitely. But there is a small chance he's not, just as the pure wide receiver 2 of the Saints. And if I make the sprint and I need like a big game, I could see myself rolling out Shaheed and hoping he, has a 2 touchdown game to try to win. Definitely old. Slightly washed red. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have Shaheed than Douglas. Probably Thielen. View him pretty equally to Gabe Davis. I'd rather have him than Cooks. Mooney. Probably more than Michael Wilson. Making all my picks in these marathons so I don't auto. I think they've worked on changing this star. So no, not really. Yoshi Voss goes. Probably would have taken him. He's better in best ball, most likely, anyways. But you know, I could stash Jermaine Burton. I think the middle picks are generally the best because it lets you get falling value. Who's Jillian? Jalen McMillan? He's a guy I've been drafting since day one of contest. And for whatever reason, I haven't gotten as much recently just as he got more expensive. But probably not a league winner, but probably some solid value. Liam, what are your thoughts on Jillian this year? Could be a league winner. A Jillian balls in your mouth. God. Oh, God. Please, season. Let's start. You're just lucky I thought you were saying Jalen McMillan. I thought you were trying to do a little bit of flow there. Yeah, I don't know why I keep on yawning and such. I definitely need food. I went for a run. It was pretty slow. And then I tried to sprint at the end of it. And I used to be fast. Man, I don't know if I could run like a 6-second 40 right now. It was that bad. No, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Justice Hill, not a good managed pick. Okay, best ball dart. Worthy. Or Keenan. Sure. Let's see what Jalen Tolbert's got to offer this year. Slight edge to Ladd for week 1. I have them back-to-back in best ball, too. All right, I'm going to make my 17th round pick and then finish this bad boy off stream. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to like and subscribe. Link to join my Discord is below. You can check out beatbestball.com. I'll have my week 1 write-up live on Saturday. And good luck in the rest of your drafts, ladies and gents. Excited for football tomorrow. Maybe I'll go live. Maybe I won't. Beforehand. Got some things to figure out on my end. You don't have to draft kicker and defense in this league, but I'm going to. I could get a free look at like Emmanuel Wilson for anyone who's curious strategy-wise. I could do those things, but I just don't want to do the waivers. So we're drafting kicker and D. Maybe even we'll take one right now. If anyone stands out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take the Jets D. Probably the only defense worth drafting ahead. Although, let's look at their playoff schedule. Playoff schedule of Jacksonville, Rams, Buffalo. Not my favorite, but at least the Jags and Rams game could maybe be turnover prone. So we got the Jets D. You know, not the best matchup against the 49ers, but then they get the Titans, the Patriots, the Broncos, the Vikings. So seems like it's fine to eat the Niners matchup to get those nutted matchups. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Like, subscribe. Have a great day.